Ladies and gentlemen, we just saw the second fake ETF approval. We saw one in October and we saw one just today. It led to absolutely ballistic price action to the upside and then right to the downside, moving 5,000 USD in total in just about 20 minutes. This is crazy stuff, but people are focusing on the wrong thing. They're focusing right now very heavily on the specifics of the manipulation, whether it was manipulation or not, or whether it was planned, conspiracy theory kind of stuff, or whether it was real or not. But they're not focusing on the charts. They're not focusing on what actually happened. Guys, the fact of the matter is we saw a 20-minute period where people thought the ETFs were approved. And in that period, we saw a massive dump. It was a sell the news event. And we need to discuss the implications of this moving forward in the next 24 hours when we see the actual ETF decision. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the things people aren't talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cryptocurrency market is devolving quite quickly into a circus at this point because we've seen now the second time, right? Fake ETF approval for the second time, not the first time, the second time. And this time it was posted by the bloody SEC account on Twitter. The SEC account on Twitter, United States Securities Exchange Commission on Twitter posted, let me go ahead and get the post up here. I've got it on the screen. It's a screenshot because they've deleted it now. The USA Securities Exchange Commission, today the SEC grants approval for Bitcoin ETFs. We have this little post here, nice little marketing. Today's approval enhances markets transparency and provides investors with efficient access to digital asset investments within a regulated framework. Everyone thought it was approved. I was asleep. It was very early here in Australia, 7 a.m. where I'm from, so I wasn't awake yet. But I woke up and I saw what happened, and it was honestly, it gets to the point where it's just funny. I mean, it's just so much manipulation that it's just hilarious. Now, I'm not going to be commenting too much on, whether the account was actually hacked or whether who was responsible for what, because at the end of the day, people can speculate all they want. There are very specific, suspicious circumstances surrounding it. People are saying things like, oh, how do you gain access to an account so quickly after a hack? That it just looks too good to be true to be a hack for some people. I'm not commenting on that. I don't want to get my channel banned. I know this is where crypto is going to end up at some point with people just getting banned for saying things like that. All I'm going to say is it was allegedly hacked, okay? And the alleged hacker posted this post on the SEC's Twitter, basically saying the approval was there, and we saw a massive market reaction because of it. You can see right here, the post was up for like 20 minutes, I believe, and we saw the market just react massively. First of all, we went a massive pump to the upside, and then we dumped straight to the downside. Now, here's the interesting thing, and this is what I've been saying over and over again for such a long period of time, and no one's really been listening to me, or not many people have been taking into consideration. Okay, the dump. Okay, so we pumped upwards. So people look at this chart and they think, oh, we pumped upwards, and then they said it was fake, and then we dumped because of that. No, the reality is what happened was we pumped upwards, okay, and then we dumped downwards, and then only, minutes later, 20 minutes later, after the dump downwards, after we reached the low, after we reached 44.8k, after we literally reached the bottom of this dump, only after that occurred did they say it was fake. So what was this? It was a sell the news event, okay? Everyone thought it was real. It was posted on the Security Exchange Commission, the SEC's Twitter. Everyone thought this was a real approval, and it was actually a sell the news event, okay? And actually, on top of that, it did exactly what we said it would do yesterday. Yesterday, well, look, I didn't make any predictions, but I certainly said, I highlighted this possibility specifically. I said, there's a very considerable possibility if we see an approval, we will wick upwards to this level, 48k to 52k, and then dump downwards from there. That is exactly what we did on something that everyone thought was an approval for that brief period of time. We saw a sell the news event on this fake approval, okay? So I want you to quickly just get that out of your head, that we dumped downwards because it was fake. No, we dumped downwards and then it was revealed to be fake, okay? So the ETF decision, in a way, has been, confirmed to be a sell the news event through that dump alone. And on top of this, okay, and that's what we've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks, on top of this, now that we've had two separate instances of fake ETF approvals, if we go back to October, we had one right here on this massive candle on October 16th. We pumped all the way up. In that case, we actually did see a pump on the fake approval, and that's because we hadn't seen this massive move. We hadn't seen this massive, barrage of people buying in anticipating the approval. The approval of the Bitcoin ETF back there in October was nowhere near as likely as it is today, or at least not perceived to be as likely as it is today. People were actually very much thinking the ETF was going to be rejected back in October, or at least were on the fence. Right now, we've got things like Polymarkets, things like My Community Polls saying that 75 to 90% of people think the ETF is going to be approved. And then in the last 2 days, we've seen fees be released. We've seen tickers be released. Look, the vast majority of people believe ETF's going to be approved at this point. And generally speaking, when you're coming up to a news event, if people think something, that means that is evidence alone that it's going to be priced in. So the ETF, as proved by this fake move, is priced in. We saw a dump before it was confirmed to be fake. This is what a lot of people are missing about this. They're focusing a lot on, oh, who hacked the account? Was the account actually hacked? Was it manipulation? They're not focusing on the actual charts. The charts literally just told you that the ETF decision will be a sell the news event, or at least this one was. Now, on top of this, I want to say something very important. As we have now seen for the second time, right? We saw an ETF, a fake ETF approval back here. We saw a fake one here today. That's the second time this has occurred. And right after the first fake approval, the SEC posted this post. They said, careful what you read on the internet. The best source of information is the SEC. So everyone this time was waiting on the SEC to release the ETFs. They were waiting to see what happened with the SEC in regards to the FEC, saying it's going to be approved, or the SEC saying it's going to be rejected. This time, everyone waited for the SEC, and this time, allegedly, the SEC was hacked, and they said it was approved. So now, at this point, it's like, well, who do we trust? Okay, this is the problem now. Not only have we seen 2 fake approvals with people getting wrecked both times, after the first one, it was understandable, I guess. Okay, yeah, manipulation, cool. Next time, we'll just look at the SEC's Twitter. Now, this time we looked at the SEC's Twitter, and it was still a scam. Okay, so now who do we trust? Who do we trust with the information now? Okay, is there even going to be a reaction to the ETF this time? Or are people going to be waiting 30 minutes for confirmation before the reaction actually comes through? Because the ETF is due today. Right, within 12 hours, the ETF will be released, most likely. But who are we going to trust this time? So that's the problem now. It's like, how do we have any reliability of the information we're receiving now? Because we've seen it twice now. This is the second time it's been a scam. What do we do this time? And this is another reason, adding to the list of long reasons I've given in the past, why I am not touching this market. I'm not touching this market until the ETF decision is rolled over and done. All right, give me 3 days. I'll touch it in 3 days. After all this price action's gone, I'll touch the market. I'm not touching the market right now. And I think you're stupid to touch the market right now. I genuinely do. Because what we just saw, okay, not only, like I've been claiming for weeks now, was a sell the news event, but it also liquidated all of the shorts and liquidated all the longs. It doesn't matter if you were long or short here. You got liquidated either way. Okay, it went up and then down. And it very well might do the same thing today. So, first of all, who are you going to trust? Second of all, crazy manipulation. Third of all, sell the news event is likely at this point, and it did occur this time. We were correct in that. We could very well see a similar structure, or it could be random. We don't know what's going to happen, but it does show you that people thought this move was real for at least 20 minutes, and we still saw a sell the news event. So logic prevails at the end of the day. If you see a 90% move to the upside without any considerable correction whatsoever, right, with 95% of the market thinking it's going to be approved, that's called pricing in. And you don't really pump much higher after that, right? So I'm not saying that the actual approval is going to be sell the news, because now we've seen this complication. It's very hard to predict anything after seeing that, but it certainly does open up the possibility for it. All I will say is that until we clear something like 48K or 52K, there's no guarantee that move is real. I will say that for a fact. And just in case you wanted another complicating factor, we had the first ever weekly chart golden cross just a few days ago. It's obviously not really the priority of the market right now. Most people are just looking at ETFs, so it's not really of major concern. And I don't think golden crosses or death crosses really mean too much anyway. I think, yeah, they are indicators that are generally, bullish or bearish, but generally speaking as well, they're more of a reflection of the price action, not indicative of future price action. But look, we have to note it. We saw a death cross here. It did lead to a dump down 20%. Perhaps this golden cross will lead to continue to move to the upside. But given the fact that we've seen rampant manipulation over the past 3.5 months of Bitcoin, rampant, narrative domination of the structure rather than TA domination of the structure, who's to say what a TA indicator will do at this point? I'm just so excited for this ETF stuff to be over, because it's honestly been an absolute plague on Bitcoin. So excited for it to be done. So the ETF decision, the deadline is tonight. So very interesting to see what will happen there. Within 24 hours, we will probably have the result. So we'll have to keep an eye out. But for the most part, I can't tell you guys what to do. You need to do what you want to do. But for me personally, as I've said for months, And as I will continue to say, I'm not touching the market at this period of time. I don't think it's safe for longs or shorts. I don't think it's safe for anything right now. So I'll be waiting to see what happens with the result and waiting to see where the market stands after that result. Good luck to everyone who chooses to interact with the market. For me, I'd rather just go to the casino if I'm going to gamble. But thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Check out the VIP group on Telegram. We trade altcoins multiple times a week. We give you entry signals with stop loss requirements and take profit targets. You can pay for our VIP membership there. You'll get access to not only the group with trading signals, but also a 24/7 community discussion group chat where we discuss charts, news events, everything you need with cryptocurrency, everything you might be interested in 24 hours a day globally. We've got about 120 members in there. You can become one of them. It's going to get very good in the bull market, very big in the bull market. So get in now and be an early member of it. Guys, we've also got the Bitget and Bingx exchanges. These are cryptocurrency exchanges with very low trading fees. Neither of them have been hacked before. They've faced no security issues in the past. Now, that's not obviously indicative of the future, but it certainly is a good track record that's worth considering. I've handpicked these exchanges. I went through a list of all the major exchanges. I picked these ones myself. I reached out to them for partnership. They did not reach out for me. And after reaching out for partnership, they gave me a link. You can use that link to sign up. You'll get a 15% trading fee discount for life on either exchange. So Bingx is global non-KYC. Bitget is global minus the USA. Take your pick depending on your location. And then finally, the Crypto Academy Become a Trader 10-unit course. If you want to learn how to trade, this is the place you can do it. Become a Trader will teach you everything you need to know about technical analysis and also diving into fundamental analysis as well. Diving into things like market psychology, which is very important and very much overlooked. Right? The reason people lose money in crypto are emotions, and that will dive into that and how to tame your emotions essentially. Everything's included in this course. Check out the website down below and the email address is on the website as you can see on the screen right now. Guys, VIP group, trade altcoins with me. Exchanges, you need them to trade altcoins, you need them to trade Bitcoin, referral links down below, and Crypto Academy, a course where you can learn how to trade, referral links down below. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.